Greetings from Hanoi, a city with more than a millennium of history. The capital of Vietnam is a unique blend of the old and new, with crowded lanes devoted to various crafts and broad boulevards surrounded with trees. Travelers that visit Hanoi will never run out of things to marvel at or things to amaze them by. Our team has put together a collection of facts and suggestions to make the most of your time in Hanoi.
Things to think about while visiting Vietnam. Vietnam is one country of communism and a thriving nation. As visitors to this magnificent country, we must take the good with the bad, the cultural variations, and perhaps shelve some of our preconceived beliefs of what's right and wrong. Almost everything is done differently in Vietnam than it is at home. The time has come to appreciate our uniqueness.
Personal safety, violent crime is uncommon in Vietnam. Pickpocketing and bag snatching are the crimes of opportunity most likely to occur. Always leave valuables in the hotel safe, and train yourself to never carry more than you absolutely need when you're out and about. Jewelry, passports, flight tickets, additional cash, and credit cards should be left in the safe in your room. Make sure your bag is securely fastened to you if you are carrying one. Leave all of your valuables in the hotel safe rather than on show in your room, as you should do in any hotel.
Begging. Despite the appearance of relative wealth in the places we visit, Vietnam is nevertheless a very poor country with millions of residents struggling to make ends meet. Before sending money to anyone, we encourage you to think about this. Are you genuinely assisting them, or are you only doing a kind thing to appease your own conscience? It is far preferable to join a group that provides support to a larger population than to offer cash to individuals on the street. However, there are situations when it's wonderful to offer something to someone immediately away. Everyone would rather be working than begging, so be respectful of them and take some time to talk to them.
Children in Vietnam are generally unafraid to approach strangers because they are unaware of the concept of stranger danger. But it's important to consider the overall picture. Some adults will take advantage of children to get something from travelers. Several issues may result from this. If they can beg successfully, parents won't send their kids to school because they see travelers as walking free goods bazaars. Is what you're offering actually appropriate or helpful? If educational supplies or other items are given to a village elder or the head of a school rather than directly to children, it is a terrific idea. As a result, there is a balanced haves and have-nots society. Keep in mind that you must give to all if you contribute to one. Fruit is a wonderful present to give to others. It is abundant, nutritious, and produces no waste. But happiness is the most valuable thing you can share with others by making an effort to establish connections with the locals along the road. Making the locals happy and brightening their day makes you a fantastic ambassador.
You will eventually have to cross the street, and for many visitors, this can be a frightening experience. So, here are a few pointers. Keep an eye on the traffic, but be sure to scan every angle as things can and do appear from unexpected locations. As you slowly enter the traffic after stepping off the sidewalk, keep an eye out for oncoming traffic. So that the drivers can predict your next move, move gently and predictably. Never sprint or turn off in a new direction. Around you, the motorcycles will split apart. Be aware that most bicycles lack brakes, and that, according to the rule of the jungle, bigger vehicles are, the less likely they will give way. It's frightening at first, but once you get the feel of it, it's really rather simple. If you're walking with others, form a solid mass, like a rock in a stream so that the traffic will flow around you. Like sticky rice, stick together. Bargaining, negotiating is common in Vietnam because few prices are fixed, unless there is a written price on the item. Plan to save around 30% off the initial quote. But play it off like a game. Use the humor and fun-loving nature of the Vietnamese people to your advantage. Always keep in mind that you will never pay local prices, thus it is a win-win situation if you purchase an item at a price you are comfortable with and the seller receives a small profit.
Be happy. Our top tip is to be joyful and jovial. Your trip in Vietnam will be unforgettable because of the positive energy you generate. The second top advice is to keep in mind that everything is different since you are not at home, and that's hopefully what makes you want to travel.
Things to be aware of. An old and new maze exists in Hanoi. Vietnam's capital is much more traditional than Saigon, its younger southern brother. The main issue in the city is traffic, since the city is changing swiftly as it grows and develops. While driving in Hanoi appears to be completely without regulations, it is actually organized chaos. As a result, it can be challenging to cross the street, and walkways are frequently used for motorbike parking. Having eyes in the back of your head is necessary.
Handy Hints Wi-Fi is available to guests for free throughout the hotel. To help you navigate back to the hotel, always keep a business card with you that displays the name and address of the hotel.
Hanoi travel tips: avoid consuming tap water. To stay hydrated, though, do drink a lot of bottled water. Keep some smaller Vietnamese dong, Vien de, notes on hand for little daily items like drinks and snacks, as well as for paying for things like taxis, as the drivers frequently struggle to break larger notes. Vietnamese dong is typically used for small purchases. If you are sure of your destination, ask the hotel staff to write it down in Vietnamese and mark the location on a map. As they are a fantastic source of knowledge, ask your local guide for ideas on things to do.
The hotel desk is the quickest and most convenient place to exchange cash for cash, such as dollars or British pounds for Vietnamese dong. The hotel rate is comparable to that at the banks and is also much more practical.
Taxis: every taxi should have a meter, and the fare is quoted in VND. Typically, the meter drops the last 3 zeros. For instance, 256,000 VND appears as 256 on the meter. Several trustworthy taxi services are My Linh, Hanoi, Hanoi Tourist, and Taxi CP, unless the taxi has been called for you, in which case there is a flag fall of around 12,000 VND. Make sure the meter is set to 0, 0 when you get in. Asking a hotel or restaurant staff to make taxi arrangements for you is always advised.
Medical centers: Raffles Medical Center, FV Hospital, Pharmacy. Get the hotel staff to write down specific medications you require for in Vietnamese. Optometrist Kin Mat Viet. Dentist West Coast International Dental Clinic. Embassies: